Mm. Let's get Parkway. I see Zaytove. Yeah. Huh?
Here to do
I gotta thank God for all my
a
blessings.
series for parents that lost a child to either death or prison. Focus on like the healing process of everything and things that we go through as parents that have lost a child. So, with that being said, we had the legendary Zaytove mother in the building. Miss Zaytove, how you doing?
Girl, Cassandra, please.
Oh,
I love my son, but I love my son, but Lord have mercy. Now you know he was. Ooh, that boy, he was something else. That's what I'm gonna say. He was something else. And even though my son's gone, I've learned to appreciate his shenanigans. Cause the boy was always on something. From the time he was big enough to move around, it was like, well, wait. He was the kid that when we go to the grocery store, bro, you gotta put your hand in my pocket. We gotta walk around the grocery store. If your hand leave out of my pocket, it's a problem.
Yeah, cause boys are mysterious. Like we like to like.
I had 3 of them.
Yeah.
He was the one. He had 3 of them. He was the one. So I appreciate those times and stories for him, because I got a lot of them. The Joker was something else, and now that he's not here, even the ones that really upset me, where I wanted to steal on them, or sometimes I did. I think about like, oh boy, it was funny. You made me mad, but it was funny now.
Yeah, now that you look back on it, it's like So where you from? Like, let's introduce you.
Oh well, just Cassandra from around her. Cassandra from Joliet, right?
Yeah.
Born and raised in a little town.
Joliet, Illinois. So like, what was Zay like growing up? Like, what was like some things that you noticed that was special about him?
He was always a physical kid. His physical ability, and the fact that his ability to withstand pain at an early age was his physical ability to do anything, whether it was football, basketball, like anything physical he was able to do, and his ability to relate to animals.
That's interesting.
I used to be like, boy, don't you bring nothing else in my house, or it's gonna be some smoke. I had to frisk him when he come from outside, because he might got a snake. Got somebody's baby tomatoes off their tree. He got them in his pocket, talking about they his baby. I had to frisk the little boy when we come in the house, because he got animals and things in his pockets and stuff. And I'm like, hey, I'm scared of that stuff.
Man, on the real, right?
That's how, that's just like anything physical he did. The wrestling. That's how I got into sports, because of his energy and those things at an early age. I could see like, oh.
Yeah, I listen to like, one of my favorite songs by him is In My Feelings. That song is like, man, that song is really, that's a really good song. He put a lot of feelings into it too. So like, what about, did y'all bump heads? Did y'all like?
Oh, we stayed in, and that song in particular, in his feelings. I can't remember exactly which time it was in which he had did a bid and the money thing. It was just a lot tied into it. And one thing about him, he was very independent and just strong personality, even at an early age. And so when things would happen, and I also think me being very, as a mother, maybe a little overbearing in certain conversations, but also raised in which the way that I wasn't in the streets. You none of that. But I'm gonna say from time to time I ran along the side of the street and jumped in and out.
Yeah.
So to speak. So I could see things, and so I think there was a particular time where it came down to some court cases, and we were having a conversation about it, and with the attorney, with me and him, and without the attorney, and I, as a mother, had to tell him, son, this is what street is. This ain't about you in your feelings, nigga. That ain't what this is, right? If you doing this what come with that, nigga. This ain't got nothing to do with, so these come from the type of conversations that I was having with him, but prompt from police calling my house, or I'm missing work, I gotta bond you, or I gotta go pay this attorney because you doing shit that you don't see down the future, like down at this road. So at this point, there were certain conversations that need to be had, and for me, you in your feelings.
Oh man, that's crazy. That's the history behind that song right there. You heard it straight from the mother, man. So like, was he popular with the girls? Did you ever have to run these girls off or like things like that?
Oh yeah, all that at an early. I just at an early age, because I didn't have daughters. I could remember Zay being in junior high, and one night, this is when girls were MySpace. I think it was MySpace. I don't even can't remember what it was at the time. But they fall asleep on the computer. Zay is only maybe in the 7th or in the 8th grade, and these are girls that go to his school in panties and bras, posting pictures, singing. Right? He falling asleep. I'm coming in. You know me. I'm one of them mamas. I look. I'm like, what type of girls is these? But maybe they mama don't know.
Right, yeah.
So I'm still a young, a little rough around it. So I sit down and start talking to the little girls. I start blasting them. Who the fuck is you? And I'm blasting them, like, because I want you to go. Because kids are, I'm gonna get my mama. Yeah, because I want your mama. Do your mama know that you in the bathroom sending these shots? Yeah. To this little boy, right? I know I can't say give me your mama information, so I'm finna kick it up right here.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? It was about 4 little girls. Nobody's mama never ever responded to me when I tell you I got it in on those little girls. Like, what is you doing? You know what I'm saying? You in the 8th grade, you thotting it, right? What you do? You think I want my son with one of y'all? He couldn't bring one of y'all to my house. You know what I'm saying? Trying to say, and I'm triggering these little girls. So then at that point, what? And then I get a call from the school one day. They called me. Now, this is 8th grade, and I'm glad I don't have daughters. But our daughters these girls are being exposed to them. 8th grade, they called me to have a conversation with my son because there are some girls in the honors. Now, Zay go to BD. It's some girls in honors about to have a whole Royal Rumble, and he in the center of it all. It's about him, and they want me to talk to my son. Now, I was offended at the school. Wait a minute. I talked to my son with another manner, but y'all wrong. So thus it caused another conversation for me to check the school up. I'm hoping y'all calling them mammies or them daughters. Do you hear what I'm saying? Why y'all calling me? Because mind you, that was blowback up because he was always in trouble at school. So that was some history also with the school and him. So at one part of my life, I was fighting with him to make sure he graduated to stay in school. I'm fighting with the school to keep him in school. I'm fighting to keep him off the streets.
Yeah.
And I got 2 other sons at home. So, wait a minute, and I was working at a job where I was the chief union steward for everybody. So my life consisted of fighting.
Oh yeah. And that's what I was gonna get ready to get to. I was gonna ask about siblings. Was he the oldest? Was he the middle child?
He was my middle son.
Okay.
He was my middle.
What about the sibling rivalry with did they kind of like the other siblings? Who was like
I'm gonna say of the three boys, everybody's personality complemented each other.
Oh, wow.
But they had to learn that, right? And then there were some days, there was some legs passed, a couple of fights. You went down and where I like, and the mama like, then when they get to come running to me, okay, now sit down now. That's it. Because they have to learn to grow. My oldest son's very quiet, more laid back, don't like people, don't care for people. He ain't got to be bothered with people. Zay very much, like to engage, have fun, but also very dominant.
His energy was different.
And very, very dominant, as where my little son is more like the president. You know what I'm saying? The football, the athlete, I don't think he know what it feel like, to have an enemy, like where he know it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He know.
Because he's so, and from that,
I don't hate to use this word. I don't want to say, because I've been naive to certain stuff. Do you think he's like probably naive to like the fact that there are people out here that's against you without you even knowing? Because there are a lot of people like that.
Well, I'm gonna say he's aware and unaware, but I don't think he believes all in the whole where everybody say the conspiracy thing. Okay. Like intentionally, he goes to school in Southern Illinois. It's like 5 hours away. It's a real little hick town, and he calls me and we're talking, and he say, "Oh, mama, you can walk around out here like 10 o'clock at night, you know what I'm saying? It's cool." I said, hold on, son. I need you to slow down. He said, what you mean? I said, son, just because something different don't mean it's safer, son. Different don't mean safer. I said, I need you to pay attention. I'm not wanting you to be paranoid because I know how you move. You know what I'm saying? This has been your career. But what I want you to be very much aware, because little black boys with dreadlocks, with athletic abilities come up missing, with body parts gone. Because you are athletic, you are a god, son. Don't misunderstand. And if you don't believe me, look up some stories, son.
Yes.
And they have never found out what happened to those boys, son. I said, so, with that being said, these are the following rules apply. You don't leave nothing to drink with that you can't pick up and put in your pocket that you can't put the cap on. Do you hear me? When you hear me. You don't get bubbly around nowhere, none of that.
Hope y'all hear that very loud and clear out there, youngsters.
Son, do you hear me? Because just like I used to chase down your brother, same rules apply. I will come down to that college and will hunt down any and everything. You don't want me doing that. So, so different don't mean safer, son. I need you to pay attention.
This taught me something. So I kind of knew that, but it's kind of like to hear it. I mean, because it's just a reminder. That's what we need, reminders. Because history is very important. That's why they take it away or whitewash it at the same time. So like, how was the night that when you first found out? Like, how was that your son was murdered? How did you like?
I didn't process it because it was in the morning when they called me. I didn't process it, so I was used to the police calling my phone every now and again. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, I think I was half sleeping, and they said to me something about that they had found. Well, he said to me, I think what he said to me was that we had found your son Xavier in the car. And he proceeded to tell me some other details, but in my mind, I processed. You got him? Okay, where he at? I'll see y'all at the courthouse Monday morning with the lawyer. Please don't touch my son. I hung up and waited. They called me back, and he proceeds to say the same thing to me again, and I say, what? And he said to me again, I'm like, what? He said, and I didn't say anything. I jump up, I go get in the shower, and then his dad called me again. And his dad said, Cassandra, I'm on my way to pick you up. The police said they found Zay dead in the car. So they shot him in the back of the head and set the car on fire. I said, where you on your way to? He said to pick you up. I said, okay, I'll be ready when you get here. I didn't process any of it until we got to the morgue where they were holding him. And then they were proceeding to try to ask me questions about his whereabouts, his life, and those type of things. And I mean, you know, I'm just like,
The usual.
I'm like, I don't even know what to say about this because I'm trying to be, because me and if you know me, sometimes people say, consider you be, I don't know, but so
You're outspoken.
I'm very much like, and I just say, who you talking to? Listen, I ain't answering no questions. I don't know a motherfucking thing till I see my son. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about.
That's the thing. That they try to draw pictures of people. I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't just let me see it. And so when they told me that, how he was found and everything, I say, okay. But then they were asking about another boy.
Yeah.
I just didn't process. So then they didn't want me to go in the back and to see him, and I'm just like, what? Oh, we don't think it's good for you. I said, help me understand. How the fuck y'all think y'all know what's good for me when that's mine? I birthed him. That's mine. I got a right to see him and I want to fucking see him. And they're trying to talk, no, pimping, that's mine. I want to see him. And so